Good morning, everybody. Uh, it's cold out there, and it's only going to get colder through the day. It's also, surprisingly, a little bit sunny. I do see a few splotches of blue sky, and the sun is shining down a bit, which is kind of surprising. Didn't expect that today. Don't imagine that's going to be a common place today at all. So, let's start with our 500 millibar chart. There's this big, large, broad trough over pretty much the entire country, most of it. But the main things I'm sort of interested in, there appears to be a little bit of a shortwave feature along this axis late this evening into the overnight hours that moves through kind of overnight and into tomorrow morning. And then it appears, I'm just trying to, there might there might be like another little shortwave in here during the afternoon tomorrow. It's kind of hard to tell, but there is definitely another one back off to our west along this axis as we head towards Wednesday morning, and then even another one um, at Wednesday morning along this axis, mostly in Canada. So there's kind of little disturbance after little disturbance after little disturbance that's kind of riding this pattern. Now let's go a little bit lower down at the 850 millibar level. We can see the current system just moving out of the area. And it's actually, you can't really see some of those subtle shortwaves we were looking at earlier very well at the, or really at all at the 850 millibar level. Um, but you can definitely see the system that is going to be coming in tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. You can see that very clearly. That particular disturbance, and it looks like that will likely impact our area. We are on the right side of this trough. The jet is kind of sticking its way up into our area, and then really here, Wednesday morning, we are in the left exit region of that jet, and so of course that does imply rising motion, though typically you want to be looking higher up for diagnosing rising motion like that, but you know, it's just it's something to look at. So now let's go down to the surface. Again, cold. It'll get colder through the day today as this low pressure system moves out and it drags some cold air in behind it. And then it will warm up just a little bit as we head into Monday morning because we will have another low pressure system develop with that system that's coming through. But other than that, it's going to be cold. Today, going to be cold. Tonight, really going to be cold. Looks like tonight into tomorrow morning is going to be the coldest time period. Tomorrow morning, especially early tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. looks like it's going to be the coldest time frame. And it doesn't get too much warmer during the afternoon tomorrow. It's really just overnight, tomorrow night into Wednesday, that the temperature starts to get a little bit closer to normal. But it probably won't last long, unfortunately. So let's zoom in, get a decent idea of what our highs and lows may actually look like. For today, temperatures are going to decrease by 7 p.m. We are already looking at temperatures between 5 and 10 degrees. I mean, this is actual temperature. This is not wind chill. So this is before wind is taken into account. And then tonight, or by, let's see, about 8 a.m. tomorrow is when we will reach the coldest time frame. And here we are pretty much right at 5 degrees Fahrenheit. We're right on that boundary between 5 to 10 and 5 to 0. So cold. Then it looks like through the day tomorrow it will warm up a little bit. Here we're looking at, the lower teens, 13 degrees maybe, even a little bit lower, 12 perhaps, 12, 13, 14. And then again, it does get a little bit colder as we head into the evening, but, you know, again, maybe briefly hitting 10 or dipping below 10, but then that next system starts to make its way forward, and a little bit of a warm front starts to come back into the area, and at the farthest point here, Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., we are starting to see, we're going to be right on that 20-degree nose, pretty much. Let's take a look at our wind speeds now so we can get an idea of that wind chill. Now, we're already looking at, 20 or so mile per hour sustained winds, and those will relax as we head into the evening down to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then they'll start to build back up a little bit tomorrow afternoon, but not much. Still maybe 15 miles per hour. And then they'll really calm down tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night, or building back just a little bit into tomorrow morning, still only looking around 15 or so miles per hour. Now let's take a look at our wind gusts. Right now we're looking at 30, 35 miles per hour, and that will last pretty much into the evening, or then it starts to die down. Here we're looking at 25 to 30, then more like 20-ish miles per hour here. And that remains through pretty much the entire day Tuesday until we get to the evening, where it looks like it's going to calm down, but then it starts to pick back up again. So really, that's just going to be true for the whole day tomorrow. And then as we head into Wednesday, it really starts to pick up. Wednesday morning, we're once again seeing gusts around 30, 35 miles per hour, making their way back in the area. So today's definitely going to be the coldest day in terms of wind chill, even though the coldest temperatures are probably going to be realized in the morning tomorrow. I think the coldest wind chills are probably going to be realized about now, or through the day today and into the overnight tonight, or at least this evening. And those wind chills could be -5 to -10, perhaps even colder. So if you got to be outside, definitely bundle up, because those are some cold wind chills. Now let's take a look at precipitation. For one thing, the lake effect for us, for us at least, has not been as significant as expected, although it has certainly been significant for, of course, those coastal areas. I did hear about some whiteout conditions around the Grand Rapids area, and I even saw some snow squall warnings over by Detroit, or at least some suburbs of Detroit. But the lake effect should continue through the day into the evening, calming a bit as we head in the evening overnight, but still going. We could still get some bands from that, and then really calming down as we head into tomorrow morning. Things look a lot more stable then. Again, there could maybe be a small scattered snow shower or two still as we head into tomorrow afternoon and evening, but it looks really clear, so should be fine time for traveling and just doing whatever, clearing, doing some snow removal. But maybe don't, because as with that system coming in Wednesday morning, we get some more broad, large scale snow. Yep, that seems to be the theme this year. Snow, snow after snow after snow after snow, even though most of the storms themselves have not had very high accumulations. They're just coming one right after the other. And that seems like it's going to continue. Now, one thing to mention is that we do currently have a winter weather advisory in effect for today and tonight, and that is for mainly blowing snow, although it does note that additional accumulations up to 3 inches are possible with those, 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well. However, I don't think we're going to get that full 3 inches, and I think the majority of our lake effect has fallen for the most part already. And this advisory has been in effect since yesterday too, so that is one thing to keep in mind. And let's look at our snowfall forecasts just for the whole period and beyond even. This is the expected amount, and this goes from 7 a.m. this morning, so it does include some snow that's already fallen, all the way through 7 a.m. on Thursday. So that's quite a big range there. And so of course this will include that next system that'll be coming through Wednesday as well. And I think this is going to be mainly from that system, at least for us. For the coastal areas here, the remaining snow is mainly going to be from the lake effect. But for us, I think this 3 to 4 that it's showing is mainly going to be with that Wednesday system. And if we look at our low end amount, so we have a 90% chance of getting this amount of snow or more, is 2 inches. So we should expect, at the very least, from now to 7 a.m. Thursday, at least 2 inches of snow, additional snow. The high end amount, so we have a 10% chance of getting this amount or more, is 6 inches. So, at worst case, the most we should expect is around 6 inches. Now, last but not least, let's take a look at our cloud cover. The clouds have certainly moved back in. I'm not seeing the sun anymore, not seeing any blue sky patches, and that checks out here. Although it does show a little bit of an opening, so maybe that came a little bit early. But these openings are supposed to open up a little bit through the lake effect bands. So if you're near or under one of those snow bands from the lakes, it's going to be cloudy. But otherwise, you may see patches of blue sky and sun, and that will start to appear in the next hour or two, and then really more of the state will open up as we approach the evening time, and that will continue to be the case through the night. And it looks like for us, we, for the most part, are going to be under clouds. It looks like some of those open bands are further to our north. However, that doesn't mean we can't get in on some of that action. This is an ensemble model after all, so some small details are lost. So there could be some small thin openings in here as well, and I do suspect that that will probably be the case. Now it is going to get more cloudy as we head into tomorrow afternoon, or at least more broadly cloudy, I should say, across more areas. And then as that starts to clear out again, looks like tomorrow evening around 7 p.m., 8 p.m., we may have a brief window of clearing for the clouds associated with the system coming in Wednesday really, really kick into gear. And with that, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.